Benjamin. Today we are going to retouch this particular image here, and I would like you to stick to this video to the end, okay, so that we will increase or change the separation in this particular image so that everything will be nice for us, for you to do it better. As you already know, when you look at this particular image, there are no blemishes or any pimples that are too detailed that you can see, but when you check at this side, you can see there is a pimples here. So let's click on it and see what to do. So you hold Alt, then you pick this color, then let me hold Alt and select here, then dump it there. Okay, so this is how it will be to this side. Then we pick this. So right now I am done with the blemishes that I can see in this particular image. So as I told you earlier, when you are dealing with an image like this and you are going to retouch or change the frequency to get it in a good way, what you need to do is you need to duplicate this particular image. Okay, so now duplicating the image, you hold Ctrl J 2 times, then you will rename it. Okay, let's make it high frequency. All right, let's go. Then we will make this one low frequency, so low frequency. So let's move on. All right, so these are low frequencies. So right now we will turn off the high frequency layer, then we will master or deal with this particular low frequency. So I would like you to stick to this video, take your time and follow it to the end. Okay, so right now what you do is you will move to filter, you will select blur, then you choose Gaussian blur. Then now what you're going to do, and anything about Gaussian blur means you are going to make the picture blur so that we cannot see any detailed, okay, so that we cannot see any detailed on that particular screen or that particular skin that we are dealing with. Sorry for saying screen, so it is skin. So now 3.1 is too high. Okay, let me maintain the 3.1. okay, because I would like it to be smooth. So you click OK. This is the image right now. All right, so let's hold Alt and minimize it. So what we're going to do is we will turn on the first layer like this one. Okay, when we turn it on, then we will apply the image. After applying the image, we will select image, then we move to apply image. Then we will choose the layer mode to be low frequency. Then we will make the RGB, the channel to be RGB. Then we will choose this one too. We can make it added, but added is too much. But this one, let's choose separate. Okay, so separate. Then we will make the offset to be 100. Now let me increase it a little bit so they can be 120. All right, so we'll make it 120 and the scale to be 2. So right now that we are done with this particular, we change the layer mode from normal to linear light like this. Okay, and we can even decide to make it vivid light, but it will depend on how you want it to be. So when you look at the vivid light, there's much different from vivid light to linear. So let's choose linear light so that we can get color. After choosing this linear light or doing with this, you go to filter again, then you move to other, then you choose high pass. Okay, so this is the high pass that we are going to deal with. So it is 55.0. let's increase it and see. So the high pass is talking about how the texture of that image will look. Okay, how the texture of that image will look. So when we increase it or when you decrease it to this limit, you can see it will be smoothing or it will be increasing in texture. All right, so let's move on. So this one, when I increase it to 52.5, let me make it 69. Okay, let's make it 69. Then click OK. After clicking OK, we will hold Ctrl Alt, then we will group this particular layers, put it in one group. Now let's open this particular layer, then we will select the low frequency layer. After that, we will select our mixture brush to like this one. Then we will make the brush mode to clean brush. Okay, then we select this particular brush. Then the custom brush, we can decide to choose maybe very wet or heavy mix, and we have very wet, light mix, and we have very dry or very wet. So now let's look at the settings. These are settings we are going to do. We will make the wet 99, the load 50, the mix to be 49, and the flow to be 14. So now we can reduce the size of our image like this. So now let's move on. We can decide to brush over this particular picture. And when you are doing this or smoothing the layer, what you must know is that there are different colors. Okay, there are different colors in this, so you shouldn't use different tone, or you mix it with different tone. Make sure the colors are not all together. All right, so now let's move on. So we'll brush this side too, make it smooth. All right, after that we will move to this side, then we will also brush this particular area. Okay, we will make this area very nice. So you will brush it until you get the maximum smoothness you need, or the minimum. So don't do this, is too high, so you will not mix it with the other side. Okay, so if you want to reduce the size of the brush, you will just click and on the open bracket key. Okay, the open close bracket to open and to close it. So let's brush on it. So keep this process going until you get the skin to be smooth or shiny. All right. So you will still brush it. Take your time. One thing I like doing is that when I am using the brush tool, I take my time to do it, because we are brushing this particular image to get a uniform surface, okay, or uniform texture. So you shouldn't rush. So let's deal with the eye top like this. So there are some parts of the image that you not touch. That's the eye and the eyelash and the eyebrows. So you shouldn't touch it. Just leave it like that so that you can get that part to be shiny. All right. Thank you for taking note. So right now we can see we are almost done. All right. So let's increase the size and brush over this image again. So right now we can turn off this image. This is the original one and this is the current one. So you can see there are much differences from this. So right now, when you are done with this particular one, what we are going to do is we will add frequency layer to this. So when you look on top here, let me take my camera to this side. When you look on top here, the adjustment layer, we are going to add adjustment to it. So this is our low frequency and the high frequency. This is how I rename it, and this is how I am just making it so that everything will be okay. So right now what we are going to do is we will move to on this top here. Okay, so to this side, when you hold at a shift control N, you can turn on the adjustment layer. But for making it fast and simple, I don't really rush myself to do anything. Just move here, then we select this particular curve layer. After selecting the curve layer, we will move the preset from default to darker. Let's move it to darker. Then we will drag this side to this limit. We will take this one on top like this. Then we'll be moving this one downwards. So let's change it again. Look for increased contrast. All right, this is what we are going to deal with. So right now we can even decide to adjust this I want it to be a reddish image. Okay. So right now, let me take my camera back here again. When you look at this one, you can see, let's compare for you to know the difference between the previous one and the current one. All right. So now when we turn the adjustment layer off, you can see what I'm trying to talk about. Okay. So when I turn it off, look at the actual layer, actual image that after I edited it and added any smoothing that I want to add to it. So right now, after adding the adjustment layer to it, using the curve and choosing increase contrast, this is what I got. So we are not done right now. So what we are going to do is we need to keep this part shiny. So let's increase the image. Okay, you need to increase this side to be shiny and this side also to be shiny. So what we are going to do is we choose our hearing brush tool. All right, then we will select the adjustment layer or the low frequency layer. After that, we can decide to choose the frequency layer. All right. I think my computer is fooling. So it is saying it could not use the history brush tool because the history state does not contain a corresponding layer. So I think I can't use it. It does not correspond to any layer that I can use right now. So even when I choose the group, it won't go. All right. Okay. So right now, unless we match two layers together before we can do it. So it is okay because I did not use the brush to brush this side. That is why I wanted to even move all the blemishes on the hair to the other side. So right now, this is the simplest way to just smoothen this. I wanted to add adjustment to it, but it is okay. So right now, when we compare the previous image, this is the actual image, and this is how we made it. So thank you for sticking to the video, watching to this limit. God bless you.